This football ground is so close to Heathrow, planes fly directly over it. This is the Orchard, home of Bedfont FC in West London. It sits beside Heathrow Airport's southern approach, directly underneath the approach pathway for runway 27 left. And this isn't just a couple of planes in the distance, aircraft and final approach pass directly over the football ground. In fact, Bedfont Football Club is listed as a dedicated Heathrow plane spotting location for runway 27 left arrivals. So you can watch a non-league football match while watching some of the world's biggest passenger aircraft land behind you. Welcome to another match day. It's Bedfont FC versus Faversham Town in the FA Cup. Now, I was really excited for this fixture, not only because it's the FA Cup, but because I saw some amazing photos online of the ground. Here's some really fantastic photos of the ground, and I'll credit them where I can. And they really wanted to replicate photos like this, where the players are in the foreground and there's a massive plane in the background. So for a lot of the warm-up, I was trying really hard to get this shot. And it was perfect because the planes were coming in and we were on the arrival side, so the planes were getting so low. The first thing you might notice is the yellow grass. We've had a bit of a heat wave here in the UK, so it's pretty unavoidable for a ground like this. But I knew this was going to be a challenge in post-editing. So I toyed with the idea of turning the yellows more green, or trying to find a middle ground. But I decided that actually the contrast in grass makes for quite an interesting picture. But as you can see in the warm-up, I'm kind of chasing this plane shot. I really want it. Just before kick-off, I think I'll get one. The GoPro wasn't running for this, but I've got a really nice shot of an Emirates plane, which is fantastic because it's the Emirates FA Cup, and a player in the foreground. The only thing I would have done differently is maybe up my aperture a bit so I could see the plane in a bit more focus. But this is the best of the plane photos, and you'll soon see why. So we kick off, and I was really hoping that a plane would come over the back as I get a profile of the players walking out. Unfortunately, the wind changed, which meant those arrival planes I'd seen in the warm-up were now arriving from a different direction. And now the planes for the rest of the game would be departing from that runway. Which is fine and all, and you could still see them in some GoPro shots because my GoPro is quite wide. But for the photos, they were at a too high altitude and I couldn't see them in the background of the photos, which is really disappointing, but there might be an opportunity to come back to this ground in the future, I don't know. Another thing that was a bit of a frustration with this game was the lighting was so inconsistent. A lot of the times I could get away with 8,000 shutter, but then the sun would go behind a cloud, and I'd have to quickly adjust and then it would go back again. And this photo from the corner was actually my favourite from the set, despite shooting into the sun. So for this photo I had to change my settings quite quickly, but I'm pretty pleased with how the photo came out. And in these two shots in particular, this one and the next one, you can really see that lighting change as the sun goes behind the cloud. And that's the game. It finished 0-0, which means there's a replay on Tuesday night, so I'll see you there for that game. But if you want to see the full sets from these photos, as always, they're on my Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description below. As I said at the beginning of this episode, I was actually quite pleased with the contrast of the different grass colours. If you've enjoyed this video, why not subscribe? I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the season, which is quite ambitious, so I need your help. But anyway, I'll see you in the next one.